Yeah, Isaac Heaney's been diagnosed with glandular fever, which is obviously disappointing for him first and foremost, and for us as a team because he was having a fantastic pre-season. He was out from the Giants game with the virus, and the test confirmed just recently that it's glandular fever. So we treat him symptomatically. He needs to rest and recover first and foremost, and then obviously start to work his way back into training. We're absolutely confident and certainly hoping that he has a significant impact this season, but he'll be touch and go for the start of the season. So disappointing, but at least we know what we're dealing with, and Isaac's in a good space. Jared McVeigh suffered a calf strain, grade 2 calf strain, last week to his gastroc, which is, for those who understand the calf muscles, there's obviously tendons involved. There's a soleus muscle, which is not the load-bearing one, the gastroc. The gastroc does take a lot of the load, and the injury that Jared sustained has also had some damage to the tendon. So it is a bit of a nasty calf, and look, he won't be playing at the start of the season. There'll be part of obviously getting the strength and the rehab right, and then also the conditioning aspect to it as well, which has been a large part of Macca's pre-season to date. So an exact return to play date, it's a bit hard to pin down, but he won't be playing the first couple of weeks. But as we know, he's a hardened pro and he's doing everything right to get back as quick as possible. So Kieran Jack's had a fantastic pre-season. He's hit the ground running in December when he returned from the break. The plan was not to play in the up in Coffs Harbour against North Melbourne, which he didn't do, so he was rested then. The plan was for him to play against the Giants, but had a minor training mishap and just jagged his hip a little bit early last week, so he didn't play, purely precautionary, but he'll come back into the side against St Kilda, and we don't think that he has added any interruption to his pre-season really. He's obviously an experienced player, and he'll get back on the park on Sunday and be ready to go for the start of the season. Yeah, look, Alir obviously had a huge second half of the year last year and was fantastic in our push towards a grand final. He had the knee injury in the Geelong final. He's had some challenges through this pre-season with a turf toe injury, and so he's in a conditioning phase at the moment. He's been training with the main group for the last 3 or 4 weeks. He'll play this week. We've got match committee obviously to work out where and how many minutes and all those sorts of things. So look, the reality is he has had a limited pre-season, but we know that he works hard and he's a talent. And the plan for us is now to get him up to speed as quick as possible. So what that looks like in the next couple of weeks, we've got a NEFL practice game next week when the AFL aren't playing, and obviously a game this week. So he's going to have a couple of weeks of match practice as he leads into round 1. It's been really frustrating for Gary. I think there's no other way to say it than that. He's had some back and some hip and some sciatic hamstring challenges. We put him on the long-term injury list a bit like this time last year to as much protect him from us and us from him, because he's such a valuable player for us. So he's in a conditioning phase at the moment. He's running. He needs to get up to speed with his running and then sort of work his way into skills. And he's available for selection in round 4, and we absolutely expect him to be available then. So frustrating for him. We'd like to get him out there as quick as possible, but we'll see him in the early part of the season.